everyone. My name is Carmel Tanaka, and I am the founder and executive director of JQT Vancouver. We are a Jewish, queer, and trans nonprofit dedicated to creating connections and seeking space to celebrate our intersectional identities as Jews of all ages, diverse sexual orientations, as well as gender and sex identities. And we do this by queering Jewish space and Jew-ifying queer space in Vancouver. And Vancouver is on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. We are very, very excited to have our special guest with us here today, calling in all the way from Berlin to help us kick off the first event of the new year. Everyone, Shana Tova. Before I introduce the one and only Challah Prince, a quick shout out to our JQT presenting unicorn, Jack Huberman, who is today's sponsoring this event. So couldn't have done it without you. If you like what JQT is doing and you would like to see more and you are in a position to give, please consider making a donation to JQT Vancouver. The JQT Dream Team, we operate solely on donations from members like you. And we've just established a Gigit account so you can donate directly to us to support our programs and projects such as our oral history project, and as well as to give a little support to those who are behind in the administration and operations of JQT. Be sure to click on the link that is in the comments to make a donation. Now, you're definitely not here to see me. You are here to see Idan Chavasov, the Challah Prince, who was born in Tel Aviv, now currently lives in Berlin, and for the past 5 years has been baking challah every Friday, probably a little bit more than every Friday these days, now that you're a celebrity. Now, prior to his career as a Challah Prince, he studied animation and film in art school, worked in PR, and even he had a stint as a professional ballet dancer by the time he was age 23. If you are not a follower of this lovely human already on Instagram, I definitely encourage you to do so. Do that now. The link is in the comments. And so without further ado, let's bring on Idan. Hello, Idan.
Hello, Carmel. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so happy to have you finally with us. I remember getting an email from someone saying, hey, have you heard of the Challah Prince? And I didn't know of you yet. And so shame on me, I'm sorry. But I totally stalked you. I went into all of your socials. And I'm like, who is this human? This person is so lovely, doing such amazing work, and not only doing great work, but I also felt like we should be friends also. So I reached out
to you.
And what was really great is you responded and you're like, I'm busy this weekend, but can we connect after the weekend? And from that moment on, it's been really great. And today is, a result of the beginning of our friendship. So thank you.
Thank you, Carmel, for inviting me. Yes, I'm definitely remember this email, and I even remember our first video call. I was here in the kitchen baking challah, and I was immediately in love, and I knew I'm gonna do that, and here we are. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I remember showing you Vancouver. I was on English Bay on Beach Avenue. And for those of you who are not familiar with Vancouver in Canada, our Pride celebration, the march, actually goes through the West End, up Denman and onto Beach Avenue. And it's exactly the location of where the parade comes around the bend. Beautiful backdrop of the ocean, of the Pacific Ocean. And it ends there, and there's a big, huge party at Sunset Beach. And so I thought it was very fitting to also show you that. So as you know, it's the new year, and we decided to bring you on in order to talk to you. Of course, you'll be in the next hour showing us how to braid challah in beautiful patterns, and we're very excited for that. But like you said, using your own words, we're gonna, talk beyond the dough and the yeast, and we're JQT is an organization that is both queer and Jewish, and we love celebrating the fact that we're Jewish queer people. And we can't wait to hear how you celebrate being Jewish and queer. So yeah, let's dive in. How about the first question, which for those of you who don't know about the Challah Prince, is how did you start the Challah Prince?
Wow. How everything started. It started in January, in the beginning of the year, actually. I wanted to do something interesting with Instagram and all with the social media, and I always felt that I have something to give. I have something to give to people around me. And I'm baking challah for the past 5 years, every Friday, and I just like check account in Instagram, just try to find my niche, and I came across with some challah accounts, and I thought, wait, I'm baking challah, and I can do that as well. And already for the first 3 months, I get around 3,000 followers. And I thought, okay, people really like it. There is something here. And more than that, I felt people sending me a message and connected with me as well as a person, not only with my challah, and which was really lovely. And on the way, I met beautiful people from all over the world, New York, London, Panama. A lot of messages and comments that people love my account and love what I'm doing. And still in that point, I thought, okay, I have nice hobby. I'm sharing my hobby, but I couldn't imagine that it will bring me actually until this moment that we're sitting together and talking. And I have like full interview about my ideas and about my love to share to everybody. So, but by the way, I'm still processing that. Yeah, it's still kind of pretty new for me. And after I managed this account for 8 months, and I have more than 16,000 followers already. And yeah, this is
crazy.
Exciting.
Like you became famous overnight. I feel like I swooped in just at the right time. It's like the sweet spot. It's like you're famous, you're getting known, but it hasn't gotten to your head yet. So you're able to still respond to me.
I'm processing that every morning. Every morning I get up and I just read the messages that people send me. I'm breathing. I'm just breathing that, and I try to receive it and contain it, because Carmel, this is something big. This holiday, I received messages like, you changed my life. Your account is the most beautiful thing that happened to me this year. You make so many people smile this holiday. And it's lovely and it's very, very big. And this energy that you receive through the screen, through this little thing.
Right, yeah.
This energy that you receive and you need to contain, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So I learn how to receive that and contain that every day, and how to be present. There is people behind all this challah braiding and art, or whatever you want to call it. There is people which enjoy that and want to see more and more and more. And I need to be present with them every moment. And I don't know if I told you, but I'm answering to all my followers. Yeah, if I have some people that I did not answer yet, so text me again. Probably I missed that. This holiday was crazy. But I'm really trying to be there. And through this amazing thing, I quit my job. I used to work in the marketing field, and I quit my job because I make a decision for this new year to be total with the challah, to be total with my audience, and to be just to growth, just to be in this growth process every day, and just having fun. Because finally, every time, every morning, I get up in the morning and get up with a big smile on my face, and I love it. Definitely love it.
Oh, Idan, this is so incredible to hear, and it's very inspirational as well. Part of me is thinking one day that maybe I need to quit my job in order to put JQT at the forefront. For those of you who don't know, I'm a volunteer executive director, but one day I so too would like to make this my main mission. Here's the thing about today. What's really special is I've had the joy of watching you on Jamie Geller's show and showing all of your braiding techniques. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I can't believe like he's so famous. He's on Jamie's show, but you're coming here. And today is a little bit different. You know, this is it's more of like an informal interview where we get a chance to get to know you, the man behind the Challah Prince, and to talk obviously beyond the dough and the yeast. And so there's a bit of a Q&A throughout today's hour. So we encourage people to post their questions in the comments and they'll be fired off to me. We hope to be able to answer all of them, if not just the juiciest ones. And you know, listen, we'd love to also know where you're tuning in from. You know, say hello in the comments. You know, we're now an international crowd these days on the internet. And so I know that it's beyond Berlin and Vancouver at this point. So to begin the questions, which I think is really fun, this question,
well, yes.
like a few days ago, like totally not during this event, but in the Challah for Challah Facebook group, someone by the name of Aderet Drucker writes, random question. I've been pondering, in that rainbow threaded challah image, the one that we use for the promotion of this event, I've admired it for a while now. Do you know if that is thread, licorice, or something edible?
No, it's not eatable. It's a thread. I'm also sewing. By the way, between all this braiding challah, I'm also sewing and I'm also crocheting. By the way, this is why I'm so connected to the braiding thing, because it really comes from, well, actually, Challah Prince contain everything that I just learned by far. Yeah, if it's dancing, you know, I'm always said that I'm dancing with my hands, I'm dancing with my arms when I'm braiding. The crocheting, it's like, you know, it's very connected to the braiding. I also study animation and art, and my account, I bring this animate and kind of color and art to my account as well. So I just decided to combine in this photo with the thread, to combine between the world, just bring something from other world to the baking world and make something new from that. And that was in the summer. It was the gay pride event all over the world, I would say, even in New York, Europe, and Israel, which nothing happened, unfortunately, because the COVID-19. That was a very difficult time for me as a gay, which every year going to celebrate in the gay pride in Israel and at least in another location in Europe, these colorful days, and suddenly to stay at home just makes me want to do something special. And I just took the threads and the bread and I just start to, yeah, and you know, and at the moment I make that reminds me, I mean, usually we sewing something, we stitching something when you try to fix something. And suddenly during this active, I just realized that my parents never tried to fix me. They never tried to tell me to do stuff in a different way. I felt so grateful and so thankful for that, that I was born to that amazing family that educates me to do whatever it feels right to do, and to do things that I feel complete with them. And I don't say that my outing was a celebration in the family. Yes, that was painful for the parents in the first time that hearing something that their son is gay. But they learn, and I learned together with them how to be different in the family, and they learn how to be different parents. So that was a beautiful process from the both sides. And this challah with the thread, there is deep story behind, and that was also the Father Day. So that challah I made for, so that challah I made for my father, and just like told him thank you for just accepting me the way I am.
Oh, you're bringing tears to my eyes, Idan. It's beautiful to share this. You know, in the Jewish queer community, not all of us come from families who support us and accept us for who we are. And so I'm thankful that it's, albeit painful, probably experience, there's something beautiful has come from it. And I'm sure they're very proud of you today. Weaving your identities together. I find often when I create my own challah, the different strands or the different identities that I hold. And so, for example, I add kabocha squash to represent my Japanese Canadian heritage. I have maple syrup instead of honey to represent my Canadian background. And then I weave this all together, my Jewish and my queer and my whatever identities. And for me, I infuse my identity into my challah. And I'm just wondering, what is the challah that most represents you?
Wow. I think this holiday, something very special happened. This is the first holiday that I'm actually sharing the challah and my art with such a big audience. And I just observed what's going on Instagram and Facebook and what people doing and how they baked, and everyone tried to find something, challah with 8 strands, with 7 strands, with 10 strands, and I just said, wait, Idan. Keep it simple. And I think the simplest challah represents me, because I just realized, I will demonstrate today my Rosh Hashanah challah. I have 2. One is like the 8 strands, the round one, and the second one is the one, I don't know if you saw the one which looked like a star, like a big star.
Yes, like it's stunning. Yeah.
And this challah, it's so simple. It's made from 5 challahs, which made from 4 strands each. The most classic challah one. And I think there it's the secret. And I think this is what it exactly represents me. Try to look complicated, but stay simple. And yeah, and everything is there. You try to get so complicated with things, so complex, because this is our mind, our natural mind. Try always to try to complex things. But the beautiful things, Carmel, I learned from experience. You can find the beautiful things in the little, small, simple things.
Oh, that's so great.
I'm going to demonstrate it later, yeah.
We should definitely l'chaim to that. So for those who are tuning in with a little bit of vino, we've got some red wine.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect idea.
Or a bevy of your choice. It doesn't have to be wine, but how about we do a little cheers for the new year?
Absolutely. Let's do, yeah.
Do this. You can see my pouring skills.
Okay, but I need to warning you, I'm so bad with alcohol drinking.
Okay, just a symbolic sip then, because we still need you to be able to braid after this.
Exactly. So we will do that slowly on the safe side.
Okay. All right. Cheers to you. L'chaim,
Cheers,
Shana Tova,
Carmel, Lechaim, Shana Tova,
and
Shana
everybody.
Tova Umetuka, and everybody, yes.
Oh, that tastes lovely.
Mm.
Mm.
Now we can start.
Now we can start. So if you want to, we can start focusing on your braiding. But actually, there's a question in from Monica. The question is, why no eggs?
Why no eggs? So I try to make challah with eggs. I just don't like the taste that much. I'm eating eggs. It's not a problem for me. I like to wash my challah with eggs, only with the egg yolk, which gives it color, beautiful brown, goldy color. And my answer is we just talk about simple things, and it works without eggs. It works without eggs. It's tasty without eggs. It's fluffy and soft without eggs. And I hear and read a lot of people getting complicated with the dough and gets too sticky or not uncomfortable, too uncomfortable to work with the dough. If you want, you can use eggs. It's not a problem. I always say that use eggs if you like it. Just consider that it's 50 gram, 40 gram from the liquid. You need to reduce it from the liquid amount. But if you like eggs, make with eggs. It's not a problem.
So hold on, is your challah dough then vegan with the exception of the outside egg wash?
Exactly.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good to know.
Absolutely. Yeah, fit to everybody. And if I'm doing it vegan for vegan friends, for example, so I like to wash it with, after baking, I like to wash it with olive oil. 2 rounds I give it, and that's give it like really glossy, beautiful. You know, you can see that it looks like a mirror. You really can see your reflection when you brush it with olive oil. That's amazing. Really amazing. Yeah, and I like to put za'atar. You know, the Israeli Arab spices, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's very hard to get
good.
here the real thing, I'm afraid. So yeah, whenever my mom or visitors from Israel come, I put in an order for good tahina and good za'atar, and then it comes, and I'm very, very happy.
So good. So good.
Great. Yeah. Well, I think it would be lovely to head on over and see what you've got to prepare for us. We can focus in the camera onto what you're doing.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take the camera to the station. So what I prepared here, it's I already split the dough. I have here 20 balls, and each ball is 80 gram. This from 1 kilo flour. After you make the 1 kilo flour, you get around 1,600 gram dough. So you split it each to 80 gram. But before we go into the braiding, I want to show very nice technique, folding technique. And I just want to show you how to make a little crown. So this little crown we make from a small ball, little piece, which weighs 100 gram. And I'm gonna, first of all, release the air from the ball. The other, I will gonna cover. And I'm gonna open it for a little round. Now, in this point, the dough sometimes gets contract back because the gluten. So I'm just play with that a bit and continue to open it. Like to put some flour on the top, just a bit. And then what we actually do, it's split it out in the middle from the top to the bottom and from the right to the left. And then we gonna cut this from the corner from each slice. We're gonna cut from the two corners like that way. Tell me if you can see that right and if it's clear enough.
It looks wonderful, Idan. And also, I just wanted to shout out to people who are tuning in from India, San Diego, lots of California. We got Florida, Vienna, London. Listen, we've got quite an international crowd. Also, Toronto. You have so many people who love you.
That's amazing. Thank you. So, after I cut the corner, I got like 1, 2, 3, 4 slices, and I'm just gonna fold them. I'm gonna fold them that way. If that wasn't clear enough, I will show again. I take a little piece and I fold it that way.
So basically, this is like origami.
Fold it. Exactly like origami. Now, when I finish to fold all the little slices, I'm going to put all the pieces on the top of each other in that way. Afterwards, you take something, you can take pencil. I use this thing, the thermometer for the water, and you just like pinch it in the middle in that way. Pinch it in the middle. And then you can just fix it a bit. And with the little pieces that we left here, what am I doing? It's actually, I'm split it, cut it. I mean, here in this point, you can be very creative and playful with it. This is not necessary to be that way. I just like it that way. And I'm just put it I'm just like need to turn around it and put it on the other side in that way. And you just lift it a bit and close it behind. So what we actually get, it's like a little crown.
Like oh, that's incredible.
That's super sweet. Now, I have to say, this dough, if you're gonna do the folding technique, you need to use half of the amount of the yeast. Because then, I mean, if we use the same amount for the challah of the yeast, so the dough can get too excited, and get bigger in the oven. And we got lost, and the shape of the crown got lost. And we want to keep it like more like a crown, like the shape we made. So we need to just use half of the amount of the yeast. Yeah, that's really beautiful. I really like this shape. I discovered that recently, and you can start to practice on that. Now, the big, beautiful star challah, we're going to start with a, I'm going to show you. So I'm taking one bowl and I just, first of all, release the air from the bowl. Each bowl, I say again, is 80 gram of dough, and I start to roll it. I start to roll it in a way if you can see here, it gets really, really skinny, and here it's a bit fat. You can see it's not even. I'm not rolling it as an even strength. This is the way I want all my 20 pieces. Start to roll. Just give some more pressure to one side and the other. And we want it around, let me check. Just on the safe side. It's like 40 centimeters. So after that, I'm going to put them on side. And because we have 20 strands and 20 pieces to work with, you need to work quite fast. Yeah, don't get crazy, but be quick.
And for those who are tuning in, saying, I'm going to forget all of these techniques, just letting you know that this live stream will be recorded and available forever and always on JQT's page. And that's part of the beauty is you can constantly refer to this if you'd like to. And we now have more people from Israel, Milwaukee, even Brazil, Sao Paulo. We have Texas, look at you, celebrity.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And this challah, I did not post any video of that because I thought I will keep it for tonight. I will keep it for this special event. I felt like this is the right moment to show everybody how to make this beautiful, beautiful challah. And you can do it for next year, for Rosh Hashanah. You can do it for Shabbat, round challah. You can do also during the year. It not has to be only in Rosh Hashanah. So while I'm rolling the 20 strands here, I would like to ask you, Carmel, how was your time in Tel Aviv?
My time in Tel Aviv, well, let me see. Well, my mom's Israeli, so I spent many summers in Israel growing up. My grandparents were there, got lots of family. But then I decided to do 1 year in my undergrad program at Tel Aviv University. And I had an incredible time, so much so that in between the diving in Eilat and enjoying my life and getting up to no goods on the beaches of Tel Aviv, and going back and forth between Vancouver and Tel Aviv it's a very long flight, and I have a fear of flying. Yeah. So I decided to move. I made Aliyah. I have since made Yerida, but anyway, I made Aliyah to Israel, and I did my master's program there. And I have to say, it's an incredible city. I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with the city. I'm starting to feel a little too old when I go visit now that I'm in my 30s. But yeah, I had an incredible time of my formative years, very, very early on. And what I loved, I have to say, I feel very privileged to have come from Vancouver, a seemingly, progressive town that's very open to the LGBTQ community. There's the West End here. It's a neighborhood that's openly gay. Tel Aviv also, I found, was very similar. And then, of course, I had got the pleasure of experiencing the Tel Aviv Pride, which extends, for those of you who don't know, it extends the entire stretch of the beaches in Tel Aviv, which can go as far as the eye can see. And it really puts to shame the no offense to the other prides of the world, but I've enjoyed having lived in San Francisco. That's also an incredible pride. Vancouver's pride's also amazing, but there's something very special about when it gets really hot and you're sweaty and you're dancing and there's sand all over your body and you go into the Mediterranean Sea, which is like pea water temperature, very easy. You go in, you shake it all off, and then you keep on dancing. And there's something mashu about that, so I miss it.
Yeah. I'm absolutely understand that. I was in the gay pride in Paris. I was in Madrid, and there is something special in Tel Aviv that I really like. It feels home there for me as well. And also I very like the Israeli guys, so.
So, Nu, tell us, how's life in Berlin these days?
Actually, there is not much. Berlin is very open as well, with the gay scene here, and it feels kind of, like people said, Tel Aviv, it's not Israel, it's something different. So Berlin, I would say that the same. It's not Germany. So international, so open, many cultures. To be not gay here, it's like to be the different. Actually, it's like to be the gay.
So you're the minority. Oh boy.
Exactly.
I love that. Maybe I should move to Berlin too.
Absolutely, and my door is open for you always.
Oh. So
Absolutely.
Tell me, what is it like being a queer Jew? What does that mean to you?
It's a mission. I have a mission in this earth. We are, we're talking about Berlin very open, Tel Aviv is very open, but still there is a lot of
work.
I will call it darkness. Exactly, a lot of work to do, and I feel I'm part of, I'm not trying to change change the opinions of people or the mind of the people, the way they're thinking. But if there is something if I can give some light, put some light on the things for some people, I would love to do that. And I did it in the high school. I did it in the high school. I was born in Tel Aviv, but I arrived in Holo, which is a very small city next to Tel Aviv, and gay teenager, that's not something very, very common in the city that I grew up. Maybe in these days, but back then, when I was 16 years old, that was 18 years ago, 2002. Wow. Yeah, so already there, I felt like I have a mission. I have a role. I need to explain people that it's okay to be gay. And I already told to my parents then, the way you accept me, that will be the way that everybody gonna accept me. If you're gonna hate me, everybody gonna hate me as well. And they understood that. They understood, and I understood that. And I wasn't care. I wasn't care about anything. I wasn't care about anything in these days. I just go with my, with my feelings, with my truth, and already when I was 16 years old, I was able to say I'm gay.
And so had you come out to your friends before your parents, or were your parents the first that you came out to?
My parents were the last to know. Yeah. I started all the process when I was 15 years old. It's a funny story. That was in Purim 2002.
The gayest Jewish holiday that there ever was.
The gay holiday.
Yes. Okay, keep going.
The gay holiday, and I was Ken, my friend. I was Barbie and Ken with my friend, good friend of mine, Shelly. And I couldn't find other more gay costume than that. A costume. You can imagine me with a blue eye content, with gel, like super gay, full makeup on my face, and went to the school for the Purim events and celebration. And then when I came back home, I saw my mom crying, and she was crying, and I thought, what happened? And she took me to the room, and she asked me if I'm gay, because someone told her. Yeah. I denied it. I said, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And friend of mine.
Who Shelly, told her? That's also not cool.
I think my parents always knew. Since I'm a child, since I'm a little kid, I wasn't ordinary kid, so and then I denied it, but my friends came to the room and told her, yes, he's gay. And I was shocked. I was totally shocked. But today in these days, I know to say big thank you for that. And my father came into the room. My mother confirmed that and told him, yes, it's true. He left the room. My mother left the room after. And my brother was there. My brother is younger than me. Sagi is younger than me in 1 year only. And he just hugged me, came to me, hugged me, and told me, it doesn't matter. I like you. You're my brother. He was so supportive, and I felt so safe in that moment. My brother in general, he was protecting me also in the school, when children
is he older than
mess
you?
with you. He's younger than me.
Oh.
He's younger than me in 1 year. Yeah. He's I'm going to be next month 35 years old, and he's 30, almost 34. Yeah.
Okay, so not that much younger.
Not that much younger, but still, there is always at school and till today, I feel his brother is such a strong character and really protects and makes you feel safe. And this is him as a human, as a person. He gives that feeling to everybody. And
what's his name?
His name is Sagi, and if he's watching us now, so I want to say thank you, Sagi, that you are my brother. I love you so much. So, wait with all this emotion. So my friends are ready.
He is watching. Oh, he just commented.
This is my braid. So as you see, all of them look like little snakes with a tail here, and I'm gonna just dust them a bit because I don't want them to get stick to each other. I'm gonna dust my surface, and I'm usually dust my surface after I'm doing the strands because afterwards it's very hard to roll it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna move all of them to the surface next to me here, and I'm gonna do one by one. So I'm taking 4 strands. I'm taking 4 strands and I start to make challah from 4. The classic braiding challah, which is going like that. The second one goes to the top. The first one comes to the middle. The second one from the other side comes to the top. The first one comes to the middle. I all the time repeat this movement, yeah? The second and the first, the second and the first. So the second 1, 2 goes up, the first to the middle, the second 1, 2 from the left goes up, first to the middle, second 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 up, first to the middle, and repeat on that. And habakadabra, I have small challah from.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Now I'm gonna make another 4.
So which braid was the first one that you learned? Was it this 4 one?
Excuse me?
Was the first braid of challah that you learned, was it this 4 or was it 3? Which one?
It was the 3 one, and I make challah for the maybe 4.5 years. I make only the 3 strands, only 3 strands. And actually, since I opened my Instagram, I have my Instagram. I just understood that I need to bring, interesting content. So I just teach myself to make like more complicated braiding. Carmel, you wouldn't believe. I mean, my first challah was so ugly. Seriously.
But how did it taste?
Very good.
That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what it looks like.
That's true, yeah. But I mean, my mom all the time said the eyes eating first. So if you want people eating your challah.
Okay, we have a question that's just come in. Challah Prince, do you make all your strands larger on the top and thinner on the bottom, no matter what challah you're making? And this is from a Donna Englander Lishman. I am so sorry if I completely said your name wrong.
From Donna. So no, only for this challah. And that's really good question. And thank you very much for that question, because I wanted to show you what else you can do if you braid it, if you braid it fat in the top and very skinny in the middle. I'm going to show you that. So what else you can do, and this is a wonderful idea if you are hosting people for Shabbat dinner and you want to make something special, so you can make hearts from that. And the hearts looks fabulous from that.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Yes. you can imagine you just come to a dinner and then you see one challah like this on your plate. Guarantee you never forget that dinner.
And your guests will never leave.
So, but usually what am I doing for example, for the challah from 6 and 8 and so on, and also from the 7, you can check it on my Instagram account. I like to do the braiding fat in the middle and skinny on the sides. So then the challah looks like a mountain in the middle, very beautiful. So now I just want to show again to who missed it. I'm gonna do the second one to the top, and then the first one to the middle. The second to the top, first to the middle, second to the top, first to the middle, second, first, second, first, second, first, second, first, second, first. Now, when it's getting short, it's a bit tricky. You know, you try to understand what is first and what is, but don't lose it. Just get your strand and continue. And if you have something left, you just cut it. Just cut it. And we're gonna have the last one. As you see, I got already the beautiful 4 colors, and we're gonna finish. And by the way, if you know how to make this braiding, you can apply that technique on the 6th strand and on the 8th strand as well. Yeah, always the second goes to the other side up and the first come to the middle. It doesn't matter, and you don't care how many do you have in the middle. Even if it's like 8, 6, doesn't matter. The second all the time goes up and the first come to the middle.
While you're doing that, we have a question from the audience from Sharon Malamud Freifeld asking, what's the braiding mantra in Hebrew? She sings second to the top, first to the middle.
השני למעלה, הראשון לאמצע. הרצועה השנייה למעלה, הרצועה הראשונה לאמצע. הרצועה השנייה למעלה, הרצועה הראשונה לאמצע. הנה, הרצועה השנייה למעלה, והשנייה הראשונה לאמצע. השנייה למעלה, הראשונה לאמצע, השנייה למעלה, הראשונה לאמצע, ואפשר לסגור, לחתוך, טק, טק, טק. Now, Carmel, are you ready?
Am I ready? Of course, I'm always ready. Tell me.
So after I show you how to make the hearts, yeah, it's this shape, this strand is perfect for making little hearts. We're gonna make this star.
Here, I'm gonna focus back on you. Here we go.
Okay, and the way I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do it directly on the tray. I'm gonna dust the tray and mark my middle point. The middle point is here. And I just start to it's not has to be precise now. Yeah, I'm gonna play with it still, and I'm gonna check. Now, don't, if you make this challah, you don't put them like very close to each other. Yeah, we need to remember that it's going to proof more, even in the oven and before the oven. You're going to give it the more and less like even distance from each other. Yeah, you want to create continuity. Yeah, you want to really feel that this kind of, there is like a flow between the challah and between the shapes. Yeah.
Voila, that looks absolutely stunning.
That's amazing. I bake this challah. For Shabbat dinner at friend's place before 1 week before the holiday, and everybody, you know, the table was full of food, and this challah was in the middle, and that was stunning. Like everybody just was like, "Wow, what is?" You know, in the beginning, they didn't even believe that it's challah. It was like they really touched it to see if it's real. This this challah like really bring a lot of intention, and yeah, and it's very impressive. You know, I always said big challah, it's always impressive. Even if you make, you know, if you make twisted challah, yeah, you can see that in my last post with the animation, which the twisted round challah. It's only 2 strands, and it always looks so impressive because it's big.
Idan, it has been such a pleasure to have you here. We're nearing the end of our hour. You know, I think for a lot of people, you know, I've been reading comments because I stalked you to make sure that you're a real human. But just also, you know, people are saying such lovely things about you and your amazing personality and how warm you are. And I can tell you, for us, it's been wonderful to not only learn amazing techniques so that we can have an awesome centerpiece for our next holiday, but also a chance to get to know you, you know, Idan, behind the Challah Prince. And
thank you, Carmel, so much for this opportunity to share. It's amazing. Thank you so much.
It's been an honor. And a big shout out again to our JQT presenting unicorn, Jack Huberman, for sponsoring today's event. If you are in the position to give, please consider donating to JQT Vancouver. There is a donate link to Gigit, to our Gigit account in the comments. Also, many thanks to our volunteers behind the scenes who were helping in the comments and liking all of your posts. I can't wait to go and reread all of them and see everyone who tunes in. Shana Tova, of course,
Shana Tova.
The Challah Prince on Instagram, and like JQT on Facebook to find out what's cooking next. Idan, is there any last words that you would like to share? Maybe one last question is, what would you like to share to our viewers? We've got an eclectic crowd. We've got your bakers, your challah lovers. We've got Jewish and queer people from all over the world of all different ages. What would you share with us right now?
Just I mean, especially in this time, you know, just be patient with things. I think it's the most important thing to learn and to know how to observe things and just wait to the right time. And this is something I think all of us learn in these days, how to be patient, how to observe things, how to be with ourselves, which is the most important things, because every day we spread our energy everywhere, phones, computers, teachers, educate, whatever. And this time really call us to be with ourselves. And this is all what I want to say to everybody.
Oh, that's such a beautiful way to end. I see one last comment here. Actually, there's two, so just bear with me. From Lauren Schreiber Sasaki in Toronto, what do you have coming up regarding challah, Carmel? Well, I will be braiding and creating and sharing my maple cabo challah recipe.
I saw it already.
4th. Yes, I hope you can make
looks
it.
Good.
Although it's not going to be as great as yours. I can only do 6 strands of braiding. That's like the top level I can do. But it's definitely cute, and it's with Jewish Anne at the Miles Nadal JCC in Toronto. I think it's $5 to go and enter a Zoom call with me. It was a MasterChef 2019 Canada winner, Jennifer Crawford, who was just before, and they are incredible. And they created this like molasses challah with sea salt. And I said to Lauren, I was like, there's no way I can follow that. Just no way. I'm not a professional cook at all.
We should do a private session, Carmel.
Yes, we totally should. Oh, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
And then we have from Rose, which drink do you pair with this? Well, what are you drinking?
I mean, right now in general.
Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe tell us what you are right now, and then what would you put on the table?
Right now it's Malbec from Argentina, a red dry wine. I wanted to say dry yeast, but no, it's not dry yeast. It's dry wine.
The wine is already getting to you. I've got a local Okanagan wine from BC called Vintage Ink, Rebel Red. So there you go. There you have it. Chevre, it's been a pleasure. Shana Tova, Umatuka to everyone. Happy
Shana
Jewish New Year. Idan, such a pleasure. And yeah, there's going to be some advertisements after here, so you can stick around for a little bit and check that out. In the meantime, thank you again, and good night. Laila Tov in Germany.
Thank you. Yes, and you, Yom Tov.
Bye.
Yom Tov. Bye, Carmel.